Will real estate property prices drop? There's a lot going on in the world right now with this pandemic that we are facing, and a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen to the real estate marketplace. In this video, we are going to go over the 3 types of real estate markets, what causes a shift or transition from one of the markets to the next, and signs that we can look out for to see whether or not our local city will experience a market shift. The last several years, Kansas City has been experiencing a competitive seller's market, as have a lot of cities in the United States. Now, in a seller's market, there's a lot of buyers and not enough homes available for sale. Gary Keller in his book Shift describes it as anywhere up to 5 months of homes available for sale. So in a seller's market, there's a lot of buyers and they are competing with each other, putting in offers, and therefore this brings the price up. Now, this is for a buyer's market, which is the next type of real estate market, the opposite is true. In a buyer's market, there is about 7 months of inventory or more available for sale, and there's a lot more sellers than buyers, so therefore now sellers are competing amongst themselves to attract the buyer for their home, and so prices tend to go down. In between both of these markets, we have the third market, which is a balanced market, and a balanced market has anywhere between 5 to 7 months of inventory available for sale, and it's usually a transition period where we transition from one market to the next market. So let's talk about prices. Price is a function of supply and demand. Wherever there's high demand, then prices will go up. Wherever there's less desirability in that area, then prices will go down. Now that we understand the 3 types of real estate markets, what causes a transition from one market to the next? At the most macro level, we have the global factors. This would be currency exchange rates or political climate issues that cause a market transition. And in this case, it looks like we're facing a pandemic and it is at a global level. Therefore, this is something that we should take note of. What happens if this continues on for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year? So this is definitely something that we should be aware of and plan for the future with this knowledge that we do have. Going down the funnel, we have national factors. National factors would include interest rates and inflation. Now, interest rates, this is something we should be looking out for. Interest rates is what can separate a buyer who is ready, willing, and able to somebody who would now not be able to afford their monthly payment. Therefore, they're not going to be able to afford to pay for your house. Or they can buy your house, but it's going to have to be at a lower price, so their monthly payment could be lower. So that is something we have to look out for. Where are the interest rates at? How is buyer ability to pay for your house in conjunction with the interest rates? At the city level, we face population, jobs, and income levels. Is there population growth in your city? Are people moving into your city, or are they leaving the city? Now, what about jobs? Are there jobs available, and are people bringing home an income, or what are the employment rates right now in your city? If you're seeing a significant change in employment rates, you can see that there's going to be a sign that there might be a market transition. If it's staying about the same, then maybe it's not really a sign that there will be a market transition, because it will just continue going on as it has been. Now, at the most micro level of this funnel of factors that can influence a market shift is our neighborhood dynamics. Now, neighborhood dynamics, this plays a huge role. Real estate is extremely hyper-local. I want you to understand that. Now, a buyer can be looking in one neighborhood and completely disregard the next neighborhood. So this is where we have to understand that neighborhood dynamics play a huge role. This is where a buyer might need a certain amount of square footage, a backyard, garage spaces, bathrooms. Now to recap, what are the signs that we should be watching out for to determine and be aware of whether or not we will face a market shift in our city, in our marketplace? First up would be interest rates. Where are the interest rates going? What is happening with the interest rates? Are they going up or down? Will there be buyers willing to buy your house with the interest rates that they are receiving from the banks? And not only interest rates, but are banks loaning money? That's another thing to look at. What are the requirements at this time? Second sign to look out for are the employment rates. How is the employment in your city? What is the income, the household income of the people in your city? Are people bringing home an income, or have their companies gone out of business and there's no other job opportunities? What are the job outlook of your city? So that is something to be watching out for. It is an indicator whether or not we will experience a real estate shift. The third up are active homes on the market. What's the inventory of homes available for sale in your city, in your neighborhood? Watch out, are there homes going up for sale, and are they sitting, not selling, or are they selling pretty quickly? If it remains about the same as it used to be, then we know that we are staying in that same market space. But if it's now transitioning to homes are not selling as fast, then that is a sign that we might be experiencing a market shift. Last up is days on market and price reductions, which kind of ties into inventory and actives. How fast are homes selling, and are they requiring a price reduction? That is an indicator that perhaps we might be going into a market shift. Now, another thing that you can look out for are builders building new houses. Is the city expanding? That's something else you could be looking. You can look up, are builders pulling their work permits for build jobs, or are they continuing to build? That's one thing that you can also look up and see for your city and kind of prepare. Be ready for whatever happens. Be in a good position for you and your family so you can time the market and make the best decision for you and your family. As always, guys, be educated, be empowered. I hope this video brought you value, and if it did, subscribe, click on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.